Right, welcome back to Parkour Explored. Today we're at the Merstham Parkour Park, which is just outside of Redhill.
Yeah.
What a recovery. Jesus. Redhill is my old stomping ground. I used to train here loads about 11, 12 years ago. And we were always like, we really want a space like this. So a little bit about this park. It's probably like the newest development in the country. The park itself is not £3.5 million, but it's part of like a wider development on like the actual recreation ground. Designed and built by Parkour Design, which is like an off-brand of Parkour Generations. And you'll kind of see some of that around the park in a little bit. Let's start like the walking tour. You'll see these around the park. Like most parkour parks, these bollards just kind of show up everywhere. And I think it's just like an easy piece of equipment for the parkour parks to have. What you'll find in this parkour park, and you'll see this particularly on like this section here, is you have like a beginner's setup. It's low to the ground, it's a bit more technical, it's something that you could really like use to drill some of those like absolute fundamental movements before you move over to the other side of the park, which is like the bigger, more technical challenges that involve things like height and things like that. So yeah, you got this bar set up. The bars are wielded, so it's not like clamped in like other parkour parks. This is wielded. The only thing about this park at the moment, and it's really annoying, is you put your hand on the bar, you sometimes get like a static electric shock. Bear that in mind. I think it's going to get better as time goes on. It's because technically this park still isn't open yet. It's not open. We've kind of come in. The builders are like super cool with us coming in, and the way I see it, it's free promotion for the park, isn't it, at the end of the day? So bar setup, concrete blocks, quite a few of these around the park as well. That's really, really nice. What you'll find at most parkour parks is they'll have some of these and a lot of those, or a lot of these and none of that. So it's got quite a nice balance and variety. And then we've got the pipes. So this one's called Luigi. There's one all the way over there, which we're exploring a little bit, called Mario. And then this little section here is the Mario Brothers. Just because pipes, they're pretty big. They're quite intimidating to jump to, especially if you feel like you're gonna bounce it and not quite make it. But this is the first parkour park that I've seen that actually have these in it. And they're pretty solid. They're actually quite nice to jump to. Really satisfying, like when you do a landing and you get that sound, like it's pretty good. So really nice. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a nice little setup, really. The bars here are super sturdy. Not so much over there, but I don't know if that's because it's still not like fully open yet and they're still doing work, but apparently it's supposed to be opening within the next like few weeks. So I would like to think that it would be a bit more ready than that. But anyway, more rails and concrete section here. Nice and low down. What's quite good is like this beginners area. It's great for the more advanced practitioner to warm up, but also as well, it's like good enough for like individuals to like practice. And I've just got shocks on the leg. That's what I mean. It's like you touch the bar and it just like shocks you and jolts you. But yeah, so wall, rail, pretty nice, pretty cool. It's got that impact flooring. It's just this one is like a gross orange and yellow color. It's a little bit sandy almost.
I don't like sand.
It's fine. It is really springy, actually. I think out of all the parkour parks that I've been to so far, the floor here is like the most spongiest and not as solid. And I just feel over time, this will get dug up, this will get burned, this will not be looked after too well. So I think like this impact flooring maybe not have been the best choice, but it's better than grass. So yeah, and like as we move across here, we're obviously moving into some of the more advanced section on that side of the park, but this is the biggest critter. I want to give this park a 5. Like, it's so bad. It's a really good park. There's a lot of variety, loads of different setups. But what the fuck is this? We're trying to grow and expand and develop as a sport. And I think people that do parkour kind of accept this. And I think like it's something that we need to understand a little bit more as well. Is like our sport is still at the point where like it's a meme to a lot of people. At the end of the day, we're jumping off, like we're making videos in a park, right? But in order to grow the sport, we kind of need to make it like a little bit not necessarily more serious, but like you don't go to a skate park and you see this kind of like corny shit here, and there's more of it over there as well. It's even worse over there. But the biggest criticism is I've put this on here. And that's just, shoot, like, let's try this bit. Not massively grippy, but they've put this like paint and it makes it all really slippery. So I'm going to try and just kind of show you what I mean. Like, what's the point? It's so stupid. It's so bad. So there's a few of these around the park. I hope they don't put any more because it is ugly. But scaffolding, rail bar, like this platform. So a platform, you'll see these at a couple of parks. The wall ever so slightly comes out from where the rail is. So what's nice about that is obviously if you're a kid, you can use that to climb up, grab the rail, you've got a little bit of space there. Come over here, again, you'll see some more of those. Again, everything's just like super well connected. And what's nice about this park, everything's very well connected. It's obviously been a lot of thought that's gone into the design of the parkour park, but also as well, it's quite a strong replication of the original planning image that came up. So I'll share that on the screen here. But essentially, like with a parkour park, you have a couple of options. You have an option where it's like planning looks great, and then like the final product and how the park kind of comes about isn't as good. And then, you know, sometimes you have ones where the planning looks really bad, but they blow it out of the water. This kind of sits in the middle. It is as accurate to the planning as possible, and it works really, really well. There's a lot of connection, some like unique, you know, setups here, like Harry Potter's scar on the top here. It's kind of this like L shape. Does add like some pretty cool variations to certain challenges. Like if you're doing the running jump to here, you can try and push it a little bit further to go to the back wall or to the front wall here. Again, you've got some lower walls here for your vaults. They're kind of that awkward size. I like that this is sloped, adds a bit of like variety challenge. You've got the 2 dip bars. I assume that's for conditioning. I assume that's for like doing dips and like strength conditioning, because it is really awkward to jump to. Not impossible, but it is very awkward to jump to. And then that is another one of those disgusting, horrible, it's just like a meme at this point. This is ridiculous. This sucks. We can't be taken seriously when we've got live, love, laugh like written on the wall. This one's a bit better than that one there, but it's still not great. And like, just, if you're gonna get graffiti at a park, I feel like contact local graffiti artists who actually know what they're doing. The Grimsby Parkour Park has the exact same problem. It's been graffitied and they've put this like primer underneath it, which makes the walls really slippery. And if you make the wall slippery, it makes it unusable. If you're a local council who's like looking to open a park or whatever, contact a local like graffiti artist or group, get them to do it properly, because they'll do a better job than this corny shit right here. This is Mario. It's like Luigi and the Mario Brothers, just on its own over here, kind of on its own quest. But yeah, this is the scaffolding setup, and this is quite nice. It's quite, to swing on, it's pretty solid. There are a few bits where it's probably more over on that one, but it is a little wobbly, it is a little loose. But yeah, this is like the more experienced section of the park. So you have the beginner section over here. This is the section that's more for the more advanced practitioner and athlete, just because there's a lot more technical stuff. Obviously, like in their head, to make things harder and scarier, you add bars and you add height. I think there is a bit more to it than just doing that. But I guess if you're like a kid coming down here, maybe going to height and, you know, using scaffolding bars is the last thing that's gonna like come across your mind. But yeah, another one of these windows. These are popping up quite regularly at parks at the moment. Again, nice high-ish sort of sections. Master your movement. Whoever approved this, just sack them off, because that's disgusting. More scaffolding. It's pretty cool. I think. Oh, fuck. Every time, Jesus Christ. So I think, yeah, look at that, right? You hit that on top, look how much that wobbles. So like, if you hit that running pre, Blake was doing it yesterday, hitting the running pre, landing in the middle, it looks like the bar's gonna like bend underneath you. The biggest problem is this bar. Like, it bends so much. When you land on it, it feels like it's gonna like bend and propel you forwards. So this is the worst, I think, in this section. Some of the swinging ones are a bit loose, but I mean, yeah, essentially this is your bar section. Also got these like little things here. I think something is supposed to be going in here from the looks of it, but also I think it's just to help people like climb up stuff, but that's quite cool. We move over to the ball. Now, it's had a couple of nicknames, this one. It's had the tumor, it's had the nipple, it's had the ball. It's basically just like half boulder of concrete, and it's like, it's all right. I don't really know its purpose because it's kind of ever so slightly separate from everything else, but I mean, it'll be cool to see what stuff gets done on this. You can obviously connect it to there. It's just like, it's on the corner on the outside of the park, so I actually think it's probably more of a sit down and chill kind of thing. But yeah, more of these pillars, main, again, like Harry Potter one over here. You've now actually got one over here that connects more to the rails a little bit more. Like, the connection of this park's really, really good. Obviously, if you remember Bubish, it's very singular. Everything's very separated from one another. Grimsby, it's very good. It's a very well connected park, but I feel like this takes the cake in terms of connection. You could essentially do a whole line across the whole park if you had the endurance to. So that's quite nice. This section's cool. This is like the middle section. It kind of connects a beginner section to the more advanced practitioner section. It's quite nice. I like it. A lot of laches here. What's nice about it is it identifies where you're weak. I know I'm not very strong at laches, so there's a lot of opportunities here for me to practice laches. I will train laches in a gym, but the problem is with gym, it's very easy to make things soft and safe, and so when you actually go to train outside to do it, you don't really get the benefit of actually practicing and trialing it outside because you've done it in a gym which is really, really soft. So out here it's good because it is like you're on the concrete, like, or the rubber flooring. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it on like the walking tour. I guess, like, yeah, some things to note. So this whole redevelopment of the recreation ground here was 3.5 million. I don't know how much the park was specifically, but I assume it was like a relatively like small amount because they've obviously redeveloped like the building over there, the kids park there as well. It was supposed to be open end of March, and then that got pushed to the middle of April. We're now on the 3rd of May. It's still not technically open. We came down yesterday just to grab some photos and stuff, and the builders said to us that it would be the Friday approaching, which will be, for what, the 3rd now, it would be the 9th of May. The penciled in official opening day, if that's what you want to call it, is the 9th of May. It's already, I think, been noted by the community as like a pretty strong build, apart from, we've put some of the photos of the jumping like people online, and the community doesn't like that. And when the community that is going to be using the park a lot doesn't like it, maybe you just need to listen to that feedback a little bit, because apart from that, it's a really good space. But I think it's like the best park that I've been to so far. It's actually a space where I like want to come down and train regularly. Redhill is my old stomping ground. I used to train here loads about 11, 12 years ago, and we were always like, we really want a space like this. And now there is one. Unfortunately, the guys that I used to train with don't really train anymore, apart from Blake and Joe sometimes. But yeah, it's really cool to like actually see like a space like this within Redhill now, because it's been needed it for a very, very long time.
How many David Bells?
I don't do the David Bells in the long form. They're always on the short form. But I will give this part, I'm gonna get 4.25 because it is good. I'm a little worried about the structural integrity of the scaffolding, and that painting on the side of the blocks just like knocks it down a few pegs. I think like the test of time will show just how strong the rails actually are, because I don't think the rails are going to hold up. Interested to hear your thoughts on the park. What do you think? Is it somewhere you want to train? Is there anything here that you like, anything that you dislike? Just let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.